Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, yesterday after the candle close, just after my last video, we saw Bitcoin move up quite substantially. However, so far it has not led to a substantial or sustainable breakout. We're currently here on the 1 hour chart. The current hourly candle is above this trend line of the symmetrical triangle that you would normally consider a trend continuation pattern to the upside, but of course you never know until you have a breakout. As we are now breaking out of that triangle, it looks like we are going to follow through here to the upside. We had this candle on the 30-minute chart already close above the trend line. The one before, also on the 1 hour chart, is not entirely clear depending on how I draw the trend line. Could very well be that we never closed it, but if I draw it like that, it's pretty clear that the candle did close outside of that triangle. And yeah, again, it would suggest trend continuation to the upside. However, we have not even taken the previous high out. So yesterday I gave a target in case of a successful breakout here of the wave 1 high, 23,840 roundabout, yeah, or 825. This previous wave 1 high. That would be the very first target, because it's also the of this move ABC of 3. If this is playing out like that, which is one of the possible counts, the first target would be basically here, very similar high to the previous wave 1 high. So that's the 1-to-1 ratio. The reason is normally a C wave would reach the 1-to-1 ratio of the wave A. It can, of course, go higher, but especially in the diagonal, I'd be a bit careful here, because as mentioned yesterday, if we follow through to the upside here and put that extension in, which is likely as long as we're holding the support area here, which we're doing at the moment, then the 1-to-1 ratio would be ideal. And again, here just the same story again. Anybody who entered here in this green support area that I gave you, or here in the orange support area, they both worked out. The orange one broke on the Ethereum chart, but here again, nice entry points for anybody who followed this. Yeah, I mentioned a few days ago also on the Discord and Telegram update for all channel members that I think it's a good time to scale up for the next wave up here. At least small positions. And again, if anybody did that, do yourself a favor and move up the stop loss. That takes the risk out, yeah. If we drop down again, in the end, everybody was protected by a stop loss. So it's fantastic, we had now since 21st of January to scale in here, and anybody who did that is probably now a happy person, because you had the possibility to make some money several times, because of course these support areas can be traded several times, and then the strategy has to be, in my opinion, to scale up the positions. For example here, yeah, when you have this is obviously based on Fibonacci support levels, this area, but I also increased the length of that support box down to the previous low, because it did not invalidate it. So here, for example, if you scale in, you have a small position here, and you would have a larger position down here. And if you entered here at the 78.6 Fib, you could have used your entire position. When we exited, maybe here or here, you moved up your stop loss. Maybe you weren't even stopped out, or you could have entered again when we hit the area again. And now you're back in profit. So again, or here, you had we actually moved into the middle of that support area, so I would guess maybe 1 or 2 of your orders triggered several times maybe. Then again, you can move up your stop loss into profit. And in these situations, nobody knows if, let's say, the correction is now over. I can tell you that yes, we have some indication here that we are breaking out of the triangle, but we haven't really broken above any previous high. So strictly speaking, the sort of sideways range is still ongoing, and because nobody knows if it will push to the upside, just do what you can control, which is to move up the stop loss. Strictly speaking here, the all the wave counts that have been on the chart are still valid. Yeah, nothing has been invalidated, also not to the upside, because we haven't taken a previous high out. So I couldn't even relabel this or put something else here, because we haven't broken above the wave A high. It could very well also be that this is the A wave, yeah, because it looks very corrective, the move up. Yeah, you can see we moved up and got rejected straight away. There are also various possibilities. Don't want to confuse you with different possibilities here. On the micro side, it could be like that that wave C is still starting, because this looks very much like a 3-wave structure. Again, different possibilities. Therefore, do yourself a favor, reduce your risk, and move up the stop loss, for example, right? Some people might already be happy with a pump, if you used a high leverage, for example, which I personally wouldn't do, but if you did, then also here, this was nice profit. Now that we've broken out of this trend line, out of the triangle, however, it would currently suggest trend continuation, but of course the condition would be to hold the trend line now. If we now break back through, it's very likely that we retest here the 22.9k area, which is again here the 61.8 fib, the target area that we had. And how relevant was it? It was very relevant because we've just been dancing on it for the last 4 days, basically. And that's sort of the message, right? And what target I gave you, the next target here, and then we just need to watch. Yeah, again, this could still break down easily. There are wave counts where it suggests the wave 4 might still even be ongoing, even though that's now getting a bit unrealistic. I showed you yesterday a few triangle counts, larger triangle counts, that also would suggest that we break here to the upside, which is happening now. But if it fails, then it was just a large A, B, and we would come down in C, or W, X, and we would come down in Y into this area. And therefore, it's so important to move up the stop loss. And this is still the large bullish support area, the one that is relevant, located between 19,980 and 21,750. So, and then I talked in the previous video about a possibly different wave count would be my alternative. That we say, if we go to the 4-hour chart, we can see that we actually say we had 5 waves complete already off the low. This would be a wave 1 as indicated, this a wave 2 as indicated, then this was already the 3rd wave, here the 4th and the 5th. The reason is that we reached the 2.618 extension of wave 1, which is an ideal target for a 5th wave. According to that, we would now have a top in place in a wave 1 and we would move down in a wave 2. Now that's an alternative pattern we need to keep on the radar, but the support area here would be much lower. It would actually come down all the way to 17,250 to the 78.6 fib. It's not a very likely pattern because the point is this wave 4 here looks very much only like a wave 4 of the wave 3, so of a subwave, which is how we have it. It's just not strong enough if you compare it to the wave 2 down here. And again, I mentioned it before in some videos, it's more experience than pure application of simple Elliott Wave rules that I don't count this as the main wave 4. So I think the main wave 4 is still coming. I just have to, and that's my job, I have to show you the most likely wave structure in my opinion, yeah. And there are different opinions, but I can tell you that it's experience that if in crypto especially we don't get a reliable wave 4 that the bulls are holding, and let's say we come down now, which could of course be the case, it would increase, and we didn't have a reliable wave 4, it would increase the probability that the support area down there will break. So therefore ideally we get another 4 and a 5. Yeah, so let's say we come down now, people hope it's a wave 2 and then it will break that 17,000, whatever that level was I showed you, here 250. So it's what it is. Ideally we're pushing higher. It would give more confidence in a possible bullish count. Breaking down now would increase the risk that we really only have 3 waves because we don't have very clear 5 waves up. Good, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you like the update. Bear in mind today we've got our member live stream. We talk again about how you can use indicators today with together with Elliott Wave. Last week we looked at the RSI. The week before we looked at the MACD. Today we look at how moving averages can be used together with Elliott Wave. If you're interested in that, check out the channel membership, and also you can rewatch all the previous live stream recordings to learn. Okay, so hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.